Central Senatorial District. My Lord, on behalf of all of us, I want to say that what is going on here today is one of those things that anyone will count in favor of our nation as a respecter of rule of law. And I want to say by way of short comment, Mr. President, that it's in the appointment into the leadership of the judiciary in the last decade that we have been able to see compliance with the provisions of our Constitution. And it is hoped that this will be extended to other sectors. My Lord, I have two questions. One, there is a growing public concern over the seeming lack of transparency in the appointment of judicial officers at both the state and federal levels. What will you do to ensure transparency and compliance with laid down procedures and global best practice standards? Question number two. My Lord, the judiciary is pivotal to the strengthening of democracy and good governance. If confirmed as the Chief Justice of Nigeria, my Lord, how will you ensure that the judiciary under your leadership is better equipped to perform this role? And what will be your strategy to ensure that the judiciary is better funded to enhance the capacity of our judicial officers and staff? Mr. President, thank you.
Senator Bamidele Opeyemi said on the appointment of judicial officers. Appointment of judicial officers is provided for in the Constitution. To be appointed to the High Court judge, the Constitution says you must be 10 years in practice. To go to Court of Appeal, 12 years. And to be a Justice of Supreme Court, 15 years. That is what most people think is all about. And, so they aspire. But I'm happy that the National Judicial Council plays a great role in appointment of judicial officers in this country. The state will sit, propose, recommend. These ones will be subjected to interview. You must be in active practice. And I've always told some of our people, you must search yourself, know your worth. To be a judicial officer, it's not a, I beg your pardon, palongo. It's not a dance that you can learn on the way. You've got to know yourself, know your worth. That's why we should play to ourselves, to ask whoever is our nominee, can you do this job? And that's why most often, and in some states, we are said to be only seen and not heard. We cannot be heard to complain. We keep quiet often, and we are denied of our entitlements because we cannot be heard or be seen to complain. Maybe nobody may have even heard of our complaint if our memo had not been leaked to the press. And then we are called names, justices dancing nakedly in the market square. I mean, that was insulting to the least. So, I want to plead again. Your Excellency, the President of the Senate and distinguished senators, that when we have our budget presented, please look into it. And that's why we've said, and we are doing that, justices must participate in the preparation and defending of our budget. I mean, I'm seeing my brothers, all of you, I mean, will not see me seated to come and defend our budget. We are not to speak, but the admin people, yes, will bring it up there. And we look and we have, you know, greeted. What are we doing here? Is our budget. We are not to be doing that. There's so much work in the court. So we shall make progress, you know, once we have enough fund so to do. And it is my desire to meet with the president, who has presented my name, that I'm his choice, to say the only way we can move is for us to have fund. The judiciary of Nigeria must be properly funded. Judges should not be seen to go cap in hand. No. We should not beg for our entitlement. We should not. We have too much to do than to go about begging.
Mr. President, I also stand to add my voice in support to this bill. We just listened to the incoming substantive CJN of this country. And even from the short analysis that he gave in response to the question by one of our colleagues, distinguished Senator Suzwan, it's obvious that there is a need for the National Assembly to support the judiciary in ensuring that they are able to take care of the volume of cases on the docket of our court. The Federal High Court is one court that unifies everybody. And when we are talking about the number, yes, we might agree on a number that can be shared evenly among the 36 states plus FCT, but I don't think the number needs to increase to 185. If they are 4.6, yes, they may as well be 4. They may as well be 3. But what's important is that every state equitably would, on the basis, on the doctrine of federal character, be fairly represented. And it will take care of the lopsidedness which currently exists, where you have some states of the Federation having as many as 4 judges in the Federal High Court, while some will have only 1. And some, for a while, might not even have any at all. Having an equitable number from different states, of course, has something to do with the cases, because hardly does any judge of the Federal High Court even serve in the state of origin. Once you are appointed a judge of the Federal High Court, you are moved, you know, to any part of the country. But essentially, for us to be able to help the judiciary take care of the volume of cases on its docket, there's a need to increase the number. Let me also add, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, that this bill, sponsored by His Excellency the Deputy President of the Senate, is actually a stakeholders bill, you know, because it's an aggregate of the thinking of stakeholders within both the judiciary itself, that's the bench, as well as the bar, as well as members of public who also feel there's a need to have more judges to be able to do, you know, the work. And as much as possible, this will go a long way in trying to make our lives easier as a nation and helping the dispensation of justice. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.